Howdy again, crazy rangers. Let's do another 200 armor challenge. This time let's do defense line on DLC pack 1. So for weapons, I took a stringer and a fusion blaster, and he took a AF100 and a fusion blaster, because he's going to defend up close and I'm going to snipe. So right to start here, we want to make sure we get a good shot here on the ship. You can actually get 2 shots every time it opens if you don't miss. So I did miss 1 shot, so I wanted to get the 2 shots there. So we're going to do the right ship first because it doesn't pull any enemies by doing this. And the D-roll usually goes to the right side, so it works out perfectly. So it takes 3 shots to kill the D-roll, with at least with 2 people. And the next time it opens, I will be able to actually take the ship down. So I'm going to be ready for that. And then we'll focus on the left ship. But the left ship will actually start pulling all the enemies, so that's when we start being careful. There are 2 Hectors that are inside the shield screens, which are pretty dangerous, and then of course 2 nests, 1 gray nest and 1 red ant nest. So that's where the fusion blasters are going to come into play to actually go in there. So now I'm going to start trying to focus on this left one. And this D-Roy actually is a little bit weaker. It only takes 2 shots to kill the D-Roy, but the stringer can be a little bit tricky sometimes with the drop ships for some reason. It's like you have to make sure you hit pretty high up inside the ship for it to land consistently. It seems like, not sure, but anyway, so 2 more shots and I should be able to take this down. I'm trying to look for that little red thing that comes down to actually hit. And I might be able to kill this before it closes. It's going to be very close. And I miss it. Okay. So, no big deal though. Because the D-Roy doesn't drop until the next phase. So, if I can hit it fast enough, which I probably won't be able to, but if I do, then I can prevent the D-Roy from coming in. But as you can see, the Hectors are starting to shoot at us. There's 1 Hector that shoots straight, like a railgun shot, which is pretty dangerous. But as long as you're strafing always left and right, you shouldn't get hit. And then the other one is a mortar Hector. So it is going to drop another D-Roy because I wasn't there in time, but no big deal. It actually doesn't see us, as you can see, the D-Roy, because I didn't hit the ship, so we can actually recover here and just continue. But we do want to find at least 1 health kit so that we can have the ability to revive each other. So after this, I'm going to start focusing on the Hectors, and for some odd reason the Hectors are not very smart, and they decide to actually come outside the shield screen at certain times. So you can kind of lure them out if you're to the left. Like I'm going to take the railgun one out first, so I'm going to walk to the left side here, and he's going to follow me and actually walk outside the shield screen. It takes 4 shots to kill it, but it's not a big deal. I should have enough time to actually kill it before. On the previous attempt, actually, we had a weird thing happen where the shield screens sometimes they'll act strange and they won't cooperate, so you may have to reset. But I'll show that later when I get to that. That's how you miss a health pack when you roll. It's gonna be nice in the next game not having to worry about rolling. I actually was one of the people that stood up for the rolling thing in this game because, you know, I started playing EDF 2017 and that was a large part of the game at that time, and I just kind of, it reminded me of EDF when I saw that rolling mechanic. But the more I mess with it, the more I don't care for it at all, because well, for one, for some reason they got rid of the ability to switch weapons while you're rolling, so it really makes Ranger, which is a tough class, even harder, because you used to be able to actually roll and change weapons. But anyway, as you can see, the Hector is he came out for a little bit. He'll make his rounds again, but he goes like in a little circle, and then he'll come back out. So if you take your time, you actually can kill the Hectors first before they even have to go inside to kill the rest of the stuff. But anyway, yeah, since the addition of the new classes, I think the rolling really hurts him because the other classes are so mobile. But I don't know. I think, I'm not sure, because like I said, I haven't watched too many videos because I'm trying to be fresh to the game when I play it, but it seems like there should be some kind of mechanic where there's a cooldown the sprinting. Otherwise, the sprinting is just a button you're always going to hold. There'd be no point in not holding it, so I feel like there has to be some way to keep you from always needing to hold the button. Or maybe if you can't, I mean if you can't shoot, obviously that's a reason to let go of the sprinting, which I'm pretty sure you can't shoot. I think I saw one trailer that showed the sprinting, but it was a long time ago. So anyway, I'm telling him to come over to the left side more because the Hector's kind of following him. So whoever's in front, it is not a bad idea to actually kind of lure them to the side you're trying to shoot him at. But I think he just needs one more hit. We did try a Nova Buster as one of the options previously on an attempt, but it seemed like in order to actually kill the nest with the Nova Buster, you have to get so close that you're going to die from the ants seeing you. So it seemed like that was a waste. And you could kill the shield screen with the Nova Buster, but it was just as easy to kill with the fusion, so at least with the fusion you can defend better. So this guy's being stubborn, trying to get him out of that shield. But after this, then I'll focus on the right Hector, and same thing with the right side. You just roll over to the right side of the map and have the Hector follow you, and then okay, I killed him, and then you can kill him before you have to go inside the shield screen as well. So every time you kill one, you have to defend away, but that's fine because we can always use the health that drops from it. And the stringer is actually pretty good here because you can shoot through the red ants with one shot and kill multiple enemies. But of course I'm having him do the majority of the defending because I don't have an AF-100, so I don't want to waste my fusion yet. Alright, now I'm going to head to the right side and get the right Hector. And like I said, if you didn't see my other video about the stringer, if you shoot and then swap weapons right away, it'll cancel that animation of you getting stunned from the shot, which once again is a strange decision with Ranger. Like, why would they nerf Ranger even more by giving him a weapon that pushes him back and makes him stand still for a second? I just don't get it. Like I said, unless their main goal was to make a challenging class, which is fine with me, I like the challenge. But it's just such strange design decisions of how strong Wing Diver and Fencer is, and Air Raider for that matter, and how weak the Ranger is. We were just playing EDF 2 actually on the PSP, and man, the roll in that game is crazy. You roll twice as far, it feels like, and the iframes you get from rolling, invincibility you get, is ridiculous. Like, you could just keep rolling and you couldn't get hit. And I remember that being the case in 2017 as well, that the roll was a lot more useful. You were a lot safer. So they really changed the mechanic of the roll in this game. They also had a strafe plan in that EDF 2 that came in from all angles. It was like it came in for 360 degrees all into one center line. So it made like a big star shape almost. And I think it only cost like 700 build points. You could just throw it back to back to back. It was just so broken. But also they had the artillery in that game, like the artillery, the ones that do a bunch of machine gun fire from the air, and the ones that do one big shot, and even the satellite blaster were all on reload timers. So you could just wait, a certain amount of time and get your air raid back up, which I kind of liked better than having to have kills, but I can see you exploiting that. Anyway, have to get this Hector out of the shield. Usually, like I said, if we're both on the same side, on the right side, he would come out more, but we were kind of trying to stay spread out a little bit so we wouldn't both get hit. But I think I told him again to come over here to help with luring him out a little bit. And also that shield screen on the right side came out really far right for some reason. Because there's an ant, if you can see on the mini-map, there's an ant stuck in the bridge over there, so I think that's why it came out. But, not a big deal, we'll get him later. Look at that, rolling through semis. Train your body. Okay. So the plan is, after we kill this Hector, which should be here, that we're both going to rush into the center with Fusion Blaster, and we're going to attack one thing at a time. First of all, we're gonna attack the shield screen, and then defend together. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna see if the ant nest is outside the shield screen, which usually it is, but our previous attempt, actually, the shield screen was just in a weird spot to where it was blocking the nest, so I couldn't snipe it. But normally you can snipe it, so that's what we're going to attempt to do. Gonna heal up here first, and then we're gonna go and kill that first shield screen, and then I should be able to snipe the gray nest, which is actually the worst one. The red one isn't as bad. Although, I mean, if a red grabs you, I think it's 2 bites and you're dead, so still dangerous, but not as dangerous, it feels like. Alright, and like I said, it's weird how some missions, the enemies will stop coming after you if you're far enough away and you don't attack. Like, this is one of the missions that does that, so it's helpful. Whereas other missions, they'll just keep coming after you forever. So we're going to get close to the shield screen and just kill it with the fusion, and then just defend, back up and defend. Fusion, like I said, is a great weapon for Ranger. I feel like without fusion, it would be hard to do a lot of Ranger only runs, because you need that quick burst damage. Okay, so as you can see, I can see the nest, so I can just snipe it when the shield goes down every time. But then we have 3 shields blocking the red ant nest next, and that actually is a little bit more challenging than you would think with Rangers, because you have to get really close, and if, like I said, one grabs you, you're dead. So you have to be very careful. And it's just barely outside. I think it takes 4 shots to kill, or maybe 5 shots to kill a nest, but not too bad. Looks like it's more than that, actually. I think the stringer, the stringer is only 9,000, I think, in EDF 2025, which, once again, is a strange decision. But good thing they doubled it in this game. But it's still only 3,000 DPS for him, which is pretty low compared to other classes. Alright, one more shot and he should be down. And then we'll have to try and find a way in to the shield screen.